And I was going the wrong way. I was like, no one's gonna see me.
The wretched ticket.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the November TPAC meeting. Time is now 4:01 p.m. It looks like we are one shy of a quorum, so we'll defer the minutes till later in the meeting. We'll jump up to public comments. Do we have those available to read in?
Are you able to post those two? That were on the attachment.
Well, the public comments were included in our packet. Okay. Can you read that small?
Turn it sideways. The public comments we received were related to the scoring of, I think it starts with the intent of the overall impact category. I think that's related to bikeways, somebody was writing about. And strongly feel that annualized average daily traffic shouldn't be the main factor in evaluating these kinds of projects, since it's a car-focused metrics that doesn't reflect the actual transportation use or benefit related to bikes. Very broadly speaking, and similar work with other counties around the state, I suggest the following scenarios for pedestrian greenway bikeway projects for Penny 2, and it would change I guess the criteria selected by this group and county council last year. This would include population, equity indicators, crash data for several people walking and biking, access and connectivity, observed or modeled data. And so again, basically the Bike Ped Greenway Network values. Some of those are included, so we do look at the equity areas, and we also look at kind of the underserved areas related to the blight areas, and we looked at LMI in those areas and worked with our community development department on those. Some of the items that may not be in here that we looked at separate and apart would include economic development areas. But as far as the safety factors, which was one of our categories, we did ask that our OET working on that look at average annualized daily traffic counts, but also look at high, medium, and low, where you are finding areas within the county that do have counts available for either pedestrians or bikes. So we'll see what kind of data we get from that. Crash data, of course, would include walking and biking, and of course, access and connectivity are a big part of this, looking at areas, and they did a pretty thorough search throughout the county for areas that there were missing connection points. So those are items they did follow. So yeah, it's there for the reading, and I know I gave a briefing on it, but full comment is available in the packet.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll move on to the Office of Small Business Opportunity, OSBO. Is Lesage? Is she with us?
Here. This is Mary Harris, Program Coordinator for OSBO, and I'll be speaking for absence.
All right, thank you.
All right, so looking at the numbers for our SLBE certification program, currently we have in architectural and engineering services 8 certified, construction services 65, non-professional services 123, professional services 83, wholesale 5, bringing us to a total of 204 certified facilities. As of today, there are 17 pending applications and 44 renewing SL devices. We are currently working on closing the calendar year out for events, so I don't have any. And that is all that. Question?
Any questions for Oswald? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have a presentation on the comment. Mr. Vince Jackson, is he with us?
Yes, I am.
The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. The comment number of passenger trips for October 2025, we carried approximately 193,600 passenger trips, which is a 20% increase over October of 2024, utilizing our new automatic passenger counters. In addition, USC ridership is up approximately 49%, again, usually utilizing our new automatic passenger counters, which gives us a year-to-date number approximately 13% over last year. And if you have any questions, feel free to answer them. If not, our financials are also included. And if you have any questions regarding our financials, Roz Andrews will be able to answer those questions.
Any questions for Mr. Jackson with the comment? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move right along to the transportation program. The director, Mr. Michael Maloney, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, first I just want to give you, if it's okay, Mr. Chair, the update on some of the projects.
Yes.
A big project that's underway and bidding right now. Some bids have been received actually in different parts of it. Is the Broad River Road corridor widening project. We have put the main project out to bid, and 2 bids were received. Those will be coming into the December 9th Transportation Ad Hoc and Council meeting on December 9th. We also have a concrete cap for over the 54-inch and 36-inch water lines with Columbia Water. And that'll be also has open bids, and bids were received, so that'll be awarded again, hopefully on December 9th. A project we are going to later this week go to Transportation Ad Hoc for November, which is a special time meeting on Thursday of this week, mainly due to the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. We'll be going through the Mid-Carolina Electric utility agreement for Broad River Road widening. So that's something that we'll have to have approved to get some major power line moves, and a lot of the utilities like communication, telephone will be relocated with those power lines. So that will go to council either December 2nd or December 9th as well. So that project's moving so that we could have a notice to proceed by February 13th. We are also underway on Saluda River Phase 2. So that project is maybe 10 to 15% into construction, and they're pouring concrete. They have some pours completed for where they start near Boyd Island. And we'll be continuing from there with boardwalks and then other concrete pours as they approach the end of the project for the county, which will be elevating to a bridge crossing of the Broad River. So that's underway at this time.
The bridge crossing is a totally separate project, though, right?
It's completely funded by the Boyd Foundation. Then we have 2 projects at procurement. One is it's called CERN Phase 2. So Southeast Regional Neighborhood put in a new road extension and widening, and then a shared use path on Garner's Park Road. And this project, using the funds that remain in CERN, is building a sidewalk on one side of Rabbit Run from that connector road that was put in up to Trotter. So that's at procurement. Another project that's at procurement is the Trenham Newcastle Neighborhood Improvement Plan, and that's about 4.5 miles of sidewalk throughout that the neighborhood of Newcastle and Trenham neighborhoods. So that will connect essentially two notch using Shakespeare and then going north through the neighborhood up to a connector to Parkland. So those are just some updates of projects going on.
In regards to the sidewalk projects, is that still part of a master plan or whatever? So it's bid on by the bigger companies, not necessarily a smaller company that can just come in and just do the sidewalks?
They are usually concrete specialists. So AOS one, Percival Road, which is underway. I have to look up. We just awarded a project on part of Decker neighborhood sidewalks, Hunt Club Road. So that project is just going under award and we'll get started. We did want to break and that project could have taken, I think even a SLBE to be a general. But I think what we ended up with somebody who has to sub out to SLBs on that one. It's a little over $1 million.
Gotcha.
So if we want to move to other items,
Yes, sir.
Stantec.
Welcome, Mr. Beatty.
Thank you.
I also want to point out, Miss Dana Higgins and Robert Anderson from the City of Columbia is also with us today.
Lucinda Styler's here too.
And Lucinda.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you come in.
Sorry, no worries.
And Lucinda
Statler.
Stabler. My bad. Eva was blocking
I
you,
know.
so I didn't see.
I do not know.
I have no idea.
Did the system just go down?
It just says no signal. I have no idea.
Oh.
The IT?
Yeah, if you want to check for someone that can get some IT, that'd be great. Well, I'll do a lot of hand motions. We don't have anyone from outside this room, probably, at this point. The system looks like it went down.
I can still see you.
Oh,
We're still live.
well,
We are still live.
so it's just
Yeah.
televised.
No, the stream just ended right as you walked in there.
So,
Some people are saying we're still there.
Restarting.
no screen?
Or would you have a paper copy of the agenda?
Somewhere on the screen.
I have my copy.
What input are we supposed to be on? You know?
HDMI?
Yes, I can see you as well.
I can see you.
Okay. It looks like the TV just kind of went.
Do me a favor, get a hold of Kyle downstairs, tell him that needs to tech up immediately. They got an issue at the started. IT, yeah. Kyle.
Well, Mike, you might, since they can see us.
Just keep talking. Well, yeah, and so in your packets, thankfully we had packets. You'll see the Stantec report. And there were some adjustments that happened. We talked about those at the last meeting. The top project was Main Street. And you're looking at somebody who's using pure memory of my 24-year-old brain. So thank you, David. So Main Street received a score of 76. Two Notch Road. So that's Main Street from I-77 to Langford Road. And we know there's a lot going on with US 21 right now, but there really wasn't a plan of what happens to Main Street as it approaches up into Blythewood north of that. So there's some rerouting of US 21 because of the new interchange going in. And there was a question by someone, I think from the Blythewood area, well, what's happening up north of that? And so this project was ranked highly because of, I'm sure, a lot of factors. Those factors are actually in here. But, you know, with economic development, with other stakeholders, with the safety and other things that are involved in the 6 factors that ranked high. So I won't go through that on everyone, but Two Notch Road is in there from Spears Creek Church Road to the county line. Well, as the public works director, I get a lot of invitations to meetings. They did a study of that area run by DOT and MPO.
Yes.
And that's an area that there's quite a few commuters on. So that ranked high. And what might be new to your eyes is on 3 is US 76 Broad River Road to South Carolina 6. And that's the section where the project I was just talking about bidding out goes from Royal Tower Drive up to Dutch Fork Road. And this third project continues Dutch Fork Road up to SC6. At SC6, on Dutch Fork Road, it becomes 5 lane. It's 5 lane already right now. So there's a section in there where there's commercial economic development happening in an area kind of known as, there's Walmart in that area and many other stores that have been appearing over time in there. And so that 2 lane includes a railroad bridge over the railroad, which is currently 2 lane. It would need to be widened. So this is a 5 lane widening. Reimer Pond Road, Kennerly Road, Longtown Road, another part of Broad River Road, and then Shady Grove Road, North Springs Road. So you can see all that in the report you received. And all the individual scorings were also included with information on those.
Right, on the specifically like for the widenings. So there's 27 projects on here.
Yes.
Are those the only 27 projects that's under consideration for Penny 2?
They were on the needs assessment.
Okay.
So they're ranking the needs assessment. And so you say Penny 2 could be a funding source for that, but that's needs assessment was done. And we found 27 projects that were either listed by originally in our beginning, projects that were listed by the Central Midlands COG, and then going and doing all the outreach with communities and the public as far as what they have.
So on these, on this list anyway, how is like you can only do how many projects at a time would you start? Like, would you just like start with the Main Street one first?
Excuse me 1 second. Director, to IT, what's going on, please?
I think we're televising here and recording, but we lost our picture here locally of what we're doing. We're running a Zoom meeting? Ikea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
From what? From where? From the PC behind the TV?
Yes.
Okay. That's input not changing. Do we make?
So is that, I mean, would it, I'm just trying to see, like, number one, obviously, would the Langford, the Main Street project. So would you do that project and then when that was done or partially done, then you'd move on to number two? Or would you like
I think we might.
be bold and do like number 1, 2, and 3 simultaneously?
Or-
You know what I'm saying?
Right, so it depends on the available funding. So every year we'll go in for project release based on the pie. Okay, and the pie was broken up. I'll just give you a scenario. Road resurfacing and rebuilding was 18.6% of whatever that is. Pedestrian safety and access, 11%. Road paving, 4.4%. Multi 0.7%. That was in our community investment portion. Then there's community county advancement. And in that is another piece. There's an overall pie with all these in it, but a 19.4% roadway widening, railway 0.8%. So somebody listed a railway project in there. Can't remember who it was. In that category, there's only one railway project. So it wins. It's number one in that category.
Gotcha.
New roadways and county advancement, 0.9%. There were some that seemed to come from, I believe that was the university that pointed out some missing links of some roadways that can connect through. They weren't particularly long. Traffic safety and congestion, again, looking at a few major intersections, just 0.5% to that out of the funding. And road resurfacing and rebuilding, again, looking at major roads. And I know DOT District 1 had asked for certain things, 1.9%, and emerging needs in that category is large at 250 million, roughly, 6.5%. So all those percentages I gave to you, we look at that and then we add 22% to the comment to it. It adds up to 100%.
Gotcha.
So community investments, 48%. You remember these numbers set here and all the way to county council. Community investments, 48%. County advancements, 30%. And comment is at 22%. So when I further broke that down, that's how they break down in the categories based on a document called the principles document you worked on and how those broke down into categories.
Gotcha.
So you asked how much could you do in a given year, which I hadn't answered yet. So the first thing we have to launch per the orders in the before the referendum, the ordinance that was put into the referendum is to launch those carryover projects that we couldn't fund in Penny One. And I have a listing of those. And if you take them, again, when we received our estimate, that was in 2024. These projects are actually going to launch in 26 or 2027. You already need to add some inflation to them, which I've done. And then also add the soft costs in, which were considered to be about 60% to the construction cost. We'd be looking at 225 million to launch, say, next year for the 2012 remaining projects. Well, we won't spend that in a year.
Yeah.
We'll spend that in 5 years. But that's the kind of thing until the project's completed. It could be 6 or 7 on a very integrated widening project. And we had 2 of those to carry over. One was Broad River Road from I-26 to Dutch Fork. So from the peak exit down to Dutch Fork Road. That one I know had been financially removed at one time, probably before 2019. And then there was Pine View Road, which was from Shop Road to Bluff Road. So we have estimates for those to do, and we launched those. If we have more money, what could we launch? I kind of looked at what would we really spend on those projects in year 1 and year 2, and say 225 million. In year 1, we really have maybe a maximum spend of 11 million. In year two, 22 million. So that's kind of going to grow. And when those are in construction, it'll grow further towards that total of 225 million. So the question is, in year one and year two, if you can spend more than $11 million, how much more can you do? And that will depend on potentially short-term financing or just waiting longer. Those are the two options, right?
Gotcha.
If you could go sooner, there's a scenario where you could, with say 150 million. I came from Public Works in Penny, and I had to change from 1,000 to million, but 148 million in year one, 171 in year two, just a scenario. And there could be projects that would go beyond launching those projects, such as doing 300 miles of road resurfacing, 40 miles of sidewalks and crosswalks, 20 miles of dirt roads, 15 top bikeways, 9 top intersections, 4 top road widenings, the rail separation fund, 3 top road connections, top major intersection identified, and 40 miles of highway resurfacing. So those were covering all those categories I went forward with. And the reason I said that is because I kind of generalized about how much each one would cost and looked at those percentages that I was talking about to give a distribution of the penny. So each year, you're not going to hit those distributions, but you're going to be launching projects that can hit those distributions. So over 5 years, you're going to be able to achieve that funding distribution.
Okay. So like for instance, we know the different municipalities have submitted their list that's been incorporated. So moving forward, we have the City of Columbia representatives here. So how is it determined what priority per se the City of Columbia gets for projects that they've submitted versus projects as Arcadia Lakes, Irmo, Eastover, and so forth? Is that all based solely on the rankings or?
Yes.
Okay.
Solely on the rankings. As an example, road resurfacing, 300 miles, we would kind of look at a pro rata between the county and us or the city and the county and look at, getting money into that for their both groups of roads in there each year and then putting those out to bid.
Gotcha.
So, the city had asked for, ultimately like just for originally for resurfacing like $90 million. I don't know if we can't achieve that in 1 year, but we can achieve it over a fairly short period of time, like the first 5 years or something like that. We also want to be more proactive with those where instead of just doing projects like, we would do a cul-de-sac, for instance, in a subdivision, and every other resident was wondering, why are you just doing that one road? Well, that's all the funding we had because that particular road came up with its pavement condition index, which was the worst, compared to the next roads in the subdivision. And then we'd go to the next PCI throughout the county. Well, with this type of funding we have available in this program, we could look at the average of the subdivision and take care of the subdivision and then move to the next one.
Instead of ending up like cherry picking, doing this cul-de-sac, but then going over here and doing this one, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It would make sense to do that one together.
Yeah, and that's how a subdivision started, for the most part. There was phase 1 and 2 maybe, or phase 1 through 4.
Yeah.
But, that would kind of put that to rest in a specific subdivision then for a period of time. So that's what could be available in that, and that's what we look for. And that was, we'll work with the city on that. And then the county has IGAs with the other cities and towns that, for road maintenance. So they would be included in here.
On this draft that we were presented last time, for the widenings and intersections that's been scored. Is this, on here is indicated as a first draft. Is this still, is this something that is ready for us to make a motion on to approve, to move to ad hoc, or is this still in the works?
It would be ready at this point. There was one project that came up though that Stantec will need to get traffic counts on. And it was,
An intersection at Fry and
Yeah.
Farrow Road.
yeah, it's not under widening, it'll be under intersections.
We included it as Fry at US 21 North Main. The project was originally mislabeled in the Central Midlands Council of Government Plan. Instead of being Fry and Farrow, it was labeled Fry and US 21. So we proceeded following the naming convention. And then in the 11th hour, we realized perhaps it makes more sense to look at the other end of Fry. And I did check in with Central Midlands and they did admit that, yes, there's an opportunity that it could have been mislabeled 10 years ago. So we've requested our sub-consultant go back out and take traffic counts at Fry and Farrow. And then we'll look at the crash data and that one intersection will be rescored and it will move somewhere in this intersection group of 65. But those counts should be taken this week and then we should get the data Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And then it'll take us a few days to re-rank it. But that is definitely one change you'll be seeing.
So is this something that you are presenting now for us to take action on, or do you want to wait until that?
Yes, if you would. And I think just knowing what's going on at that intersection, Fry at Farrow, is it Ames?
Yes.
Ames and Dairy come in there as well, and it's had severe accidents and potentially a fatality there. So I think that's gonna, certainly from safety in a lot of other categories, it's gonna score very high. So just
So it'll move from
knowing
like, it's listed as at number 25 on here for the ranking. And Mr. Beatty, you said it'd be about a 65, so that would move it up to like number 4, number 5 up.
I would
Just rough.
I would think
roughly.
so. Yes, that is correct. Based on what I've driven it and I've seen it and I've seen, yes, I would expect when we get the counts in and we analyze the crash data, it will move very high in the list.
All right, so then, that being said, is there a motion to approve this draft rankings with the understanding that item number 25 will be rescored and will more than likely move up to around number 4 or number 5? Is there a motion to approve that?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Do you have a quorum?
We do.
Okay. Hayden hit that one.
Yeah. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. And any abstentions? It passed unanimous.
Okay, can you hear us out there?
Yes, we can. I can. Yes, I can.
Can you present that screen? Is it sharing? Okay, can you all see that out there?
We can.
Yes.
Your screen share has gone away. All right, just in case y'all aren't checking the chat, we've lost both room audio and the screen share.
As a locality. Yeah, we had a project come in from DOT District 1 listed as the US 378 median crossover evaluation.
I'm unfamiliar with that.
Yeah, they were too. So Charles Associates is gonna dig into that one a little bit more, but 9 of the projects were ranked. Just as I mentioned, I was at Define Street, the traffic signal upgrades, the bollard installation at hospitality districts and gateway signage. So I just read them in the order that they were ranked. So the highest rank was 66, lowest rank was 23 of that category.
Mike, we didn't have any audio here on Zoom. We lost you for a solid while.
Just, yeah, we won't try to put anything up on the screen. So if you got it going.
Yeah, we still don't have any audio on the Zoom.